What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about, is the AGRIFAB 48-inch tow behind aerator still worth it? Even though it's gone up in price and is almost $400 now? Let's jump into it. Now to start right off, one major thing that I want to point out about this aerator that I'm talking about right here. This aerator is mainly good for larger properties. The bigger the property you're doing with this, the better you are going to be. And that's mainly because this is kind of a big aerator and it requires a lot of room to maneuver, especially if you're on the back of a zero turn like you're going to see here later in this video. Now, don't get me wrong, I have used it on smaller yards, a lot of smaller yards. It just is a little bit more of a pain and will take you a little bit more of a time. So starting right off, this aerator is now almost $400 on Amazon. Back when I bought this aerator, I bought it for just over $200. I believe it was like $225 to be exact. But as you guys know, inflation and just prices of everything is absolutely going up nowadays, including aerators and lawn equipment, just like this one. Now this aerator I do feel is still totally worth it, even though it's almost $400. I believe that is a great bang for your buck under certain circumstances. So let me go over those conditions here. First of all, if you're a homeowner that only needs to aerate their yard once every 5 years, this would not be worth it to you. You're better off, honestly, just hiring somebody or renting one, either way. Now, if you're somebody that wants to aerate your yard every year and have the healthiest yard possible, this would be a very, very good deal for you. It's about $100, maybe a little less than that, to rent an aerator from like Home Depot or Lowe's. It's about $60 a day, I believe is what the price is. It hasn't gone up the last time I checked. Now, to be completely transparent, those aerators you're going to rent there are going to wear you out. At least this one you get to ride a mower behind, which is always awesome. Which is why I recommend using these on the larger properties for sure. You know, this is a smaller yard right here in this video I'm doing it on, and it works. But as you can see, I mean, I have the throttle way down, and it does take quite a lot of finessing to do, and quite a lot of, you know, just trying to adjust it and make sure I'm not running anything over. So it takes a lot of paying attention and a lot of focus. Now, let's talk about us contractors. As you guys know, I do lawn care and landscape professionally, and I use this device commercially. Now, one thing to note that this does work very well when those tines are the sharpest. As you guys can see, they do get dull very, very quickly. It will still work even with their being dull, but they need to be sharpened, and that is a very tedious process, sharpening all of those. If you don't want to sit there with a grinder and have to sharpen every one of those, I mean, that's quite a long process. It can take you upwards of 2 hours and even longer. So if you don't want to sit there with a grinder and sharpen that, and you don't want to waste the money replacing it, you might not want to buy one of these. Now the other downside, this does require a little bit of modifications in my honest opinion. As much as I was using it, it needed a few adjustments. You guys may remember that. I'll try to link the videos to it at the end of this video. Its tongue needed to be stronger on the hitch, and a few other adjustments that it just quite couldn't hold up. But after I did that, it worked very, very well. Like I was saying, my return on that investment was very, very high. It costed me $220, but let's just round it up and say it costed me $400 like the price is now. I was charging $150 plus per job that I was doing, and I was making that back very, very quickly. I mean, there was a couple days where I had 10 aerations lined up through the entire day, and I think I made like 8 of them in one day. But you do the math there, that's over $1,000 in one day I was making just using this device. Now, don't get me wrong, carrying those weights back on and off of that device does get old pretty quick, but it's still a lot better than using one of those walk-behind, chain-driven aerators that you can rent from Home Depot. Now, going back to you homeowners watching this, looking at that, is it actually worth it to you? Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a riding mower already? Because if not, you will need one to pull this. So if you don't have one, you already ruled this out right there. Are you going to be doing your property aerating it and your neighbors and maybe a couple of friends every year or every other year? I would say this is worth it. Now, if you're not wanting to do it that much, I think you're going to waste your money buying this. As I was saying, you're much better off either just hiring a company to come out and do it, or just going and renting one and using it that once every 3+ years. And then you don't even have to worry about doing it. You can sit back and drink beer and watch it happen. So hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video has helped you out, maybe helped you make your decision whether or not you want to buy it or whether or not it's worth it to you. If it helped you in any way, please smash that like button. It always supports me a lot. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. Also, I do have the ability, I can take tips and donations now for the channel. I'll never ask you guys to do it, but if you would like to, the link to that is in the description below. And that will go directly towards more productions of this channel, making more videos and testing out more equipment so you don't have to. Also, there is a link to this aerator in this video and several other aerators in my description below. Go check those out on Amazon. Hey, comment below what you think about this tow behind aerator. Let me know what your opinions are on it. And I will see you guys in the next video. And before I disconnect, go check out one of these other videos right here. I think you'll really enjoy them.